Welcome back. You have now seen a fair number of agent-based models. In fact, this method is so versatile that it can be used for just about any scientific discipline, or even for artwork, like this sunflower here. In the coming videos, we'll consider the method of agent-based modeling in a systematic way. An agent-based model generates a certain pattern of output variables over time. The researcher is interested in programming a world that will grow that same pattern that are also observed in the real system of which the model is a representation. The idea is that the real-world pattern could be caused by the same mechanism that is programmed in the model. For instance, remember the termites we've seen before? The pattern to explain was the building of a nest from wood chips. The termites had no plan, no coordination, but the system did grow the nest. And although the model is, of course, a simplification, it does make a convincing case that a nest can be built without a plan or a leader. Note that we could also have made a model where the termites did have a plan and a leader. Would this be easier or harder to program, do you think? Believe me, it would have had to be a much more complicated program, requiring high-level cognitive capacities of the termites, for instance, memory. So, by definition, the termite model cannot prove that it is the only possible way to build a nest. An agent-based model works more like a proof of principle. In cases where we have a lot of information about the agents, for instance, when they are people, we may be able to create agent-based models that have a closer link to available data. In conclusion, if you work with agent-based models, then an important question to start with is, which pattern am I trying to grow? An important ambition is to let your model grow that pattern in as simple a way as possible. Later on, we'll touch on many methodological aspects. Still, this will be a superficial tour, not an in-depth study. If you wish to know more, it's good to know that the field of agent-based models, ABM for short, is alive and kicking. Here are a few recent books. For instance, Generative Social Science. It's a methodological manifesto. Agent-Based Models by Gilbert. This is the book that we use in Wageningen. It's nice and thin. But of course, it doesn't contain all the info. Simulation for the Social Scientist. Complex Adaptive Systems. And here are two books that are hands-on with NetLogo. So if you're sitting at home and you don't have access to any other place, but you do have NetLogo, then one of these two, this is more for people working with Vilensky a lot, and this would be more for natural scientists. Both are very good books. And then we have some very nice reads here, Diversity and Complexity Principles, and the classic, The Evolution of Cooperation by Axelrod. And there are also journals. For instance, the Journal of Artificial Societies and Social Simulation, GASSS, as their flagship, and you can find them on internet. I wish you a lot of fun with the literature.